Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable examiners of this internship report examination. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Mr. or Mrs. Chief Examiners, Expert Examiners, Dr. Ibu Ketut Agung Ulupui SAMSI AKCA as the coordinator of study program Bachelor of Accounting State University of Jakarta, and Mrs. Hera Hairunisa SAMAK as the supervising lecturer of internship report. In this special occasion, let me introduce myself. My name is Indriyani Puspaningrum, a student of Bachelor of Accounting Study Program 2019, Faculty of Economics State University of Jakarta, with the registered number of student 17066190003. I would like to thank the examiners for giving me the opportunity to present my internship report in the title of Fieldwork Practice or Internship Report in Public Accounting firm Mohammad Yudithama Kautsar as Junior Auditor Internship. Now we're going to move to the first chapter. Chapter 1 is Introduction. Background of the fieldwork practices. Industrial Revolution 4.0 to 5.0, the role of the professional accountant, and the last is urgency of street vendor implementation. Now we're going to move to the first background. Industrial Revolution 4.0 to 5.0. We know the Industrial Revolution, human-centered technology base makes the concept of artificial intelligence replaceable to an internet media which is formed from the millions of data transfer for the demanding human resource as a part of active role to achieve the renewable innovation where it certainly can changing the social and economic behavior. So we should know that HR or human resource playing the active role of achieving the renewable innovation by adapting the quickly, precisely, and professionally in the field of accounting. Next, the role of the provisional accountant, such as determinants of financial control, provide the financial information, help decision making, and the last is third parties information linking. This is so relevant to the financial reports that provide information to the public about the condition for a company or institution. So human resource should be reliable, professional, adaptive of the accounting in general, techniques, fundamentals, interpersonal skills, understanding the scope of client company activities, audit risk roles, and others. And the last is urgency of the street vendor implementation. Faculty of Economics that university students to implement their theories and align them in the professional work practices. This is to the fact that while on the lab course, the focus was only the theory so that the practicant needs to auditing software training had not been carried out optimally. So practitioner chooses a public accounting firm as an internship location. So it should know about the work of work as acquire the specific skills to be better, prepare pursue work in the world of auditing, both internally or externally. Next, we're gonna talk about the purpose of fieldwork practices. There are 5 inspection of working papers, know how to do the poaching and tracing with the sampling techniques. Third is know how to check account records, create confirmation letters with the third parties. Fourth is knowing how to recapitulate VAT or value added taxes or PPN accounts along with the budget estimates and the realization. And the last is know how to check the results of the stock taking according to audit upon procedure under pemeriksaan dengan tujuan tertentu or PDCT. Next, here some benefits of the fieldwork practices. And this is now how to the practitioner does the job for the examination working paper or KKP, watching and tracing with sampling techniques, audit, and account recording, confirmation letter with third parties, financial information recapitulation and result checks of the stock upname in accordance AUP and PDCT. Here is the place of implementation of the fieldwork practices. These are some information. The name of PKL is Kantor Akuntan Publik Mohammad Yudithama Al-Kautsar, which led by Mr. Mohammad Yudithama Al-Kautsar SA, AK, CA, CPA, SAS, And the working time Monday until Friday, which time is 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. with the telephone or fax 021-8478-657 and the email kap.mya2019@gmail.com, which the address of PKL is Komplek Jati Bening 2, Damar 4 Street, number 15. And the institution type is auditing and insurance attestation, accounting and review, consulting and tax services. Now we're gonna move about the reasons for selection of fieldwork practices. We know that practitioners have an interest in exploring the application of auditing outside from the lecture's theory. So the practitioner wants to know how to carry out to work on KKP or working papers with Atlas, audit tool, link archive system, PDTT, recapitulation of financial information, and also making confirmation letters with third parties. Now we're gonna talk about the fieldwork practices process. First is preparation, second is implementation, and the last is reporting. In the preparation, the practicant did find the information on internship at several public accounting firms in the Jakarta and Bekasi city areas, and then filing the attachment required in applying for internship, and then the last is the pretense registration. In the preparation stage for applying an internship, the practicant did the searching of the directory of public accounting firms and public accountants by the Indonesian Institute of Public Accountants for 2020. And the implementation is jobs based the work from office, which implementation of this internship in the first 3 months only in Monday and Friday. Meanwhile, the next 3 months did every day from Monday until Friday, and the practitioners also does overtime several times when there is work that requires fast collections. Okay, the last process is reporting. The first step that the practicant did is conducting a review of the guidelines of internship report of Faculty of Economics State University of Jakarta 2021, and then making the outline of chapters 1 until 4 along with the attachments. And the third is preparing the filling of the fieldwork practice report attachment. And the last, preparation to completion of the fieldwork reports. The preparation of this reporting is beginning from June 2022 and was completely at the end of November 2022. The activity began with compiling, attach, reviewing, and guidance with the university and field supervisors. Next. Now we're gonna move to the second chapter, or chapter 2, general overview of fieldwork practices. Company or institution profile. Now we talk about the history of public accounting by Mohammad Yudithama al Kautsar. In accordance with the P2 PK permission or Pusat Pembinaan Profesi Keuangan from the head of Finance Ministry of the Republic of Indonesia, number 412/KM.1/2019, dated August 6, 2019. Muhammad Yudithama Al Kautsar SA, AKCA CPA SAS, has a state registered number of accountant, RNA 13045, along with the public accountant license number AP 0979. This public accounting firm is an individual financial consulting office that replaces the existence of public accounting firm Dr. Andes Mohammad Yusuf and Partners, which has been established since September 8, 1988. And the services include auditing and assurance, attestation, accounting and review, consulting, and also tax services. The vision, mission, and culture of public accounting firm Mohammad Yudithama Al Kautsar. The vision is ensuring that the entity or organization is able to create the certainty and business continuity in accordance with the business management system, which the mission is presenting the realization of the healthy, accountable, planned, and controlled business climate according to the provisional service standards, and then presenting positive alternatives and construction of inspection services according to initial, moderate, and evaluation analysis provided. And the last is present alternative solutions according to the needs, situations, and conditions of the services users effectively and efficiently. And the culture is the best service according to the independence and inspection standards. Now, we're going to talk about the organizational structure of public accounting firm Mohammad Yudithama Kautsar. Here is the audit partner, who is the leader of role, who is responsible for all assignments in the public accounting firm, the implementation of audits and consultations. Next, to the senior manager. The senior manager has the charge of supervising that running the auditing process and ensuring that all had been cooperation with client and carried out properly in an organized manner. Next, we're going to talk about the manager or supervisor. The manager or supervisor is directly responsible to the senior manager for implementation and effective audit performance. Next is the supervisor, which is charged or overseeing the performance of the audit line under and providing the consultation of managerial evaluation running of company activities. Next is manager of auditor. The auditor manager responsible for preparing and distributing the assignments for the senior and also junior auditors and taking the account attitude and the professionalism and also the independence of the auditor. Next is the senior auditor. Senior auditor got the detailed information from the auditor manager and submitted it to the junior auditor. And the last is senior auditor is freelance. It does same job with the senior auditor too. The last is junior auditor. It will be carry out all assignments that have been prepared by the senior auditor in the work review tend to be detailed. Next, we're going to talk about the field of business at the public accounting firm Mohammad Yudithama Kautsar. Here are 5 fields. The first is audit services, attestation services, accounting services and review, consultation services, and the last is tax services. In the audit services, there are general audit, management audit, special audit, auditing based on agreed upon procedure, and the last is investigative audits. Next, to the attestation services, it's provision of protected financial reports, which is reporting the financial performance information and then using the final report on the companies for internal control structure. The last is accounting services and review. It prepared the client's reports according to occurrence and validity by considering the business continuity, checking financial reports that complying with the accounting and taxes standards. Fourth, the consultation services, recommendation for solving some regarding accounting and finance. For example, accounting system design, financial proposal designs, design the project feasibility studies or sustain projects. And the last is designing the implementation of education and training activities. And the last or the fifth is tax services. The first is tax planning, initial calculation, review, recalculation of corporate, employee, and also the individual taxes obligation, which is assistance to wheeling out the client tax returns with the client tax issues and giving the provision of other tech consulting services. Next, we're going to move to the chapter 3, implementation of the field work practices. Here's the information about the work field. Practicing conducting the standards at the public accounting for Mohammad Yudithama Kautsar, which is carried out for 80 working days, starting to August 31, 2022. During the implementation of the street vendors, the practitioner placed as the junior auditor internship, namely the field of work as executor of financial statements audit. In the following, there are five tasks carried out by practitioner while the carrying out of the field work practices, including the 5 points I have been said before. Now we're going to talk about the first work implementation. 3.2.1, performing the preparation of client examination worksheets for notes B4, B5, B6, and D1 to D25. The purposes of the audit working papers. Process inspection working papers, financial information to produce final audit opinion. And this first assignment, the practitioner was introduced for the first time to working on the papers with Atlas 2.1 application, which has been modified based on the standardization of Mohammad Yudithama Kautsar public accounting firm. And these audit working papers are going to be better for implementation elements, accounting, and auditing records used to conclude the significant auditing issues. Okay, now we're going to talk about the input. The input are financial information or financial reports and supporting documents. Inputs that use in this work implementation are the form of company notary deeds, company financial reports, including balance sheet, profit and loss, and many more, and several supporting documents obtained directly from the auditee. Next, we're going to talk about the process, working the completion and adjustment of final report information and supporting documents. It's just like the starting with doing the notes, testing of initial balances, financial statements before and also after the audit process, audit adjustment, journals, and willing the existence or occurrence, completeness, assessments, and allocation, disclosure, and also the last is right and obligation, which will be getting the output, which is audited inspection working papers. Next, we're going to talk about the 3.2.2, performing watching and tracing of income and expense accounts, which the purpose is proving the accuracy of recording toward the financial evidence for the watching, and the tracing is trace the management of valid evidence towards the financial records. The inputs, both watching and tracing have the same, that is, company financial statements and also supporting documents, which the process is in the watching is carry out confirmation and inquiry for sampling inspection, and the tracing process is carry out checks for conformity of evidence with the financial records. And the output is the results of the sample testing that are test of control and test of transaction. Now we're going to talk about 3.2.3, making the bank confirmation letters and trade receivables with third parties, which has the purpose to reconcile bank account records and the receivables to make the confirmation with the third parties. And input, it has general journal, ledgers, balance sheets, sales invoices, bank statements, and other relevant evidence, which is the process are study the elements of the account receivable confirmation form and third parties banks, and then also checking the recording of bank balances and receivables, also making bank confirmation forms and giving the output of bank confirmation letter and receivable confirmation letter. Next, I'm gonna show about the 3.2.4, recapitulate conformity of information on SPT, PPH, Article 21, 26, SPT masa VAT or value added taxes, employee salary accounts, assets, and debt. Now we're gonna talk about the purposes first. Ensuring the suitability for the financial evidence information is a must. And now we talk about the input. We use some examination working papers or KKP and other evidences used in generalizing. And the processes, we could find it with the recapitulate information of evidence of the PPH 21 or 26, VAT, employee salaries, assets, and also the debt. And we're gonna talk about the last or output, the general journal containing the result of information, recapitulation on the evidence used. Now, we're gonna move to talk 3.2.5, checking client stock option client according to AUP or Agreed Upon Procedure and Accounting Examination with a specific purpose or pemeriksaan dengan tujuan tertentu PDTT. Proposes to obtain for surely a final audit opinion on AUP or PDTT in the one case. Input, we use the raw materials and finished goods reports, purchase orders, and the results of stock option, which is the processes are gathering evidence, journalize, and getting the broad detection, work on disappearances between the relevant evidences. And we're gonna talk about the output, which findings on fraud detection are ready to be submitted to the client company's management to be processed. Here, some obstacles and how to overcome the obstacles. The first, difficulty using the Atlas application makes the practitioner should be independent practice and also discussion with others or seniors. And the second, delay in confirming client evidence, so the practicant should follow up and be proactive with the confirmation answer. 3.5, the gaps of knowledge and skills acquired by the practitioners in the field. Thus, the simplification of lecture material with practice in the field and the lack of audit practice, especially for using of our class in the lectures. And the 3.6, the practice contributions to the street vendors implementation. There are three main contributions are compiling the inspection working papers, helping to work of auditors, both for audit and non-audit clients. And last is streamlining and the administrative processes at the public accounting firm. Now we're going to talk to the last chapter or chapter 4, closing. The conclusion, gain knowledge in working such as filling the working papers, watching and tracing, making confirmation letters, general journal recapitulation, and do the special audit or PDTT and other relevant. So the practitioner have some recommendation for the Faculty of Economics. The first is giving the socialization of implementation of the internship in the very quick before the internship is going well. Second, and the third is division of mentoring tasks to the college students. And fourth, the public accounting for Mohammad Yudithama al Kautsar. Here, some recommendation. The first is more conducive and comfortable work environment, which could be obtaining data access directly to the client. And the last is provide consulting permission for the preparation of internship report or risky job information to be publicated. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope it's giving you many information. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.